Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Super Mario Galaxy Part 8. Part 8, fellas. In the last episode, we cleared out the remaining bits of what we can currently do for the Fountain Dome, including our first encounter with Bowser. And in this episode, we're going to be moving on to the kitchen soon. We're not going to be doing it just yet, because we have a Prankster Comet here in the terrace to do. And we also have the Hungry Luma star for the Fountain Dome to do. So, we're going to go ahead and clear this out first. We have a Cosmic Comet to do for, what is it? Oh, God. Oh, I've got burps. No. Oh, it's all wrong. We have the Cosmic Comet to do for Honey Hive Galaxy. Now, what the Cosmic Comet essentially is, it is basically a race against a Cosmic Mario that you have to do to a certain point in the map. Think of it like the Koopa the Quick race from Mario 64, you know? Just putting it in terms of, like, you know, stuff we've previously done. Oh, hey, we can just go ahead and, like, get some star bits if we ever wanted it. There's literally no reason for us to be doing that, but, you know, we're choosing to do it. So I know first and foremost there is a way that you can get, like, a head start boost Mario Kart style. Nope, I didn't get it. Nor do I remember how to get it. Yeah, you can for some reason get star bits out of Cosmic Mario. You can't stop him, but like if you just bounce on his head, you can get some star bits out of it. Ooh, that was clean. See, this is I feel like the Cosmic Mario races are your time to really get a lot of the knowledge you may have of Mario's, you know, Mario's general movement in this game. Like that. There's not a lot of movement tech that you can really do. I mean, you pretty much just have, like, you could do, like, oh, backflip, spin into the, you know, you'll spin into the wall jump, spin. Not really a ton you can do there. Yeah, quick and easy, first star, 2 minutes into the episode. You'll love to see it. Very, very nice. I don't think there's going to be anything for us yet. Not really 100% too sure. That is star number 26. Star number 26, if you could believe it. Rosalina's library is open. Now you can read the storybook. So, yeah, I talked about that. The storybook, by the way, I just want to say is really, really nice. It tells an amazing story. That being said, we're not going to go into it in this Let's Play. It's genuinely very emotional, dude. It's awfully emotional. I cannot lie to you. Okay. So this is going to be utter pain. I'm going to tell you that straight up. I'm going to tell you guys that straight up. This is going to be utter pain. But fellas, while I, while I contemplate how bad this is going to be, something that I didn't elaborate a ton on in the last episode, 400. Something I didn't elaborate on a ton in the last episode that I want to actually touch on a little bit is, what I think is going to be in the Switch 2 Direct, or what I am expecting to see. Because, you know, by the time this video is coming out, and by the time that yesterday's video is coming out, the Switch 2 Direct already happened, right? So all of you already know, right, and whatnot, and that's very cool. That being said, you know, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh man, I wonder what's going to happen. And the main thing that I want to see a release date, maybe something elaborated on what the home menu and everything and the UI design is going to look like. Because if there is one thing about the Switch that I think I've come to appreciate a little bit, but it's never been exactly my favorite thing. God, this looks like a mess. It has always been the fact that the Switch 2, or not the Switch 2, the Switch UI has always looked a tad bland in my eyes. It's always looked a tad bland compared to some of the other UIs of the other consoles. And, you know, I feel as if, okay, there's our first death. I know this is going to take us a minute, and I know it is. I know it is. But, yeah, so, all around, man, the thing is, I have hope that the Switch 2 maybe might spice up the UI a little more, because you got to think, okay, now I know, okay, I'm not going to not acknowledge that the DSi was in the middle of this. Now, the DSi already had a huge UI improvement over the DS. Now, that being said, I actually think the minimalist design to... Oh, that's... Wait, I can save this. Oh, that's a 6 save. There is a lot of star bits here. I don't know where to go next. I feel bad about going there. Oh! Okay, let's just go here. I feel like I've just got to play it extremely safe. You piece! You suck! No! Oh, dude. This is where all my lives that I have accumulated since episode 1 of this Let's Play. Wait, we get a save point here? I didn't know that. That's newsflash to me. Okay, hold on. Align it. We're good. Get a 1-up back. Why can't I get that? What is it with me and not being able to get that? But yeah, if there's anything that I am wanting or expecting to see out of a Switch 2 Direct, it is potentially a reveal of what the UI design is going to look like. I'm sure they're obviously also going to go a little more... Hey, I have an idea. Can I have, like, any patience? Something I do expect them to go a little more in depth with is stuff like maybe the general UI, right? Stuff like the general UI. Maybe a Wait, I have an idea. That was the idea. Maybe stuff with the general UI as well. God, this sucks, bro. That's gotta be it, right? Why is that such a hard slingshot to, like, go to? I don't understand it. Oh, no. See, I feel like I would feel less inclined to make any jump cuts during this Let's Play. I don't know why this Let's Play specifically I feel that way, but I just do. See, like, that's so hard to align myself with. I wonder if I can, like... That can totally work. Oh, that's huge. Go. Okay, give me this, please. I want it! Oh, okay, that didn't take nearly as long as I was expecting. You guys can definitely tell that took a fair few attempts, but it didn't take nearly as long as I was expecting. You'll have to see it. Okay, cool. Yeah, now we can move on to the kitchen dome. 7 minutes into the episode, almost 8 minutes. But yeah, no, I think seeing a general UI thing would be really cool. Maybe elaborating even more than they did during the initial reveal back in January on, you know, what the actual mechanisms are going to be like. Maybe if that mouse mode thing is real. I mean, like, because here's the thing, man. They practically said in the reveal trailer that the mouse mode was a real thing. They practically said it, right? But they didn't. They kind of made it a little vague, so I would be very surprised if that was, like, the one thing that ended up being wrong. Also, we can already go to the boss here if we wanted to. Like, just straight out of the gate. We haven't done any stars here, but we're not going to do that, obviously. We're going to go through it one at a time. Let's go ahead and start on Beach Bowl Galaxy. Beach Bowl Galaxy. You get a little beach-themed galaxy, fellas. But yeah, that, and also, when it comes to games, okay, obviously, I think they're going to touch on Mario Kart 9. I think they're going to touch on Mario Kart 9, specifically because, I mean, they already showed off Mario Kart 9 in the initial teaser trailer. I practically call that a teaser trailer, because I guarantee you guys, what Nintendo was planning, I believe, was that they were not planning to reveal anything about the Switch 2 until March. I don't think it was planned until March. The reality, though, is that a bunch of leaks came out and everything. Okay, so we have to get the star chips. I think everyone, like, Nintendo's whole groove basically got thrown off because of the fact that, you know, what was it? The design and everything was leaked, dude. It was literally leaked, and it was pretty bad. Ooh, give me that. Okay. See, those things aren't as strict as the clams in 64, so all is well. Hey, you guys want to see the eel equivalent for this game? Mario 64 eel? Dude. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This version of the eel terrified me as a kid. Now, I don't think the Mario 64 EL even really terrified me. Hardly at all. I think it is literally just... Is there something in here? No. I gotta figure out where that is. There's one here. I think I was supposed to take a shell. Was I supposed to take a shell? This is gonna be very funny if I was. Yeah, I think also something that would be really, really nice to see, a 3D Mario reveal. Okay? I yearn for a 3D Mario game. So desperately. I yearn for a 3D Mario game, and it would be so awesome if Nintendo revealed one. Because I'm just really curious to see what direction they're going to be taking with a 3D Mario game, whether it's going to be following up with the Odyssey direction. Maybe they'll bust out a Galaxy game. No, they won't. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Why did I go That was stupid. I am so sorry. Hey, would you believe me if I actually told you I'm a little lost right now? I don't know where this last star chip is. Where could it be? Oh, yeah, okay. I had a feeling it was in a box of some sorts, but, like, it didn't really... Oh, yeah, want to swim faster? Try swimming. Hey, good news. I've already been doing all that and a bag of chips. Cool. I'm gonna take a sip. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I think that, to me, a 3D Mario game would be really nice. I don't know what direction they will potentially take it in, whether it is going to be the direction of following up with Odyssey, maybe pulling something really, really not likely out of the hat and doing another Galaxy game, or probably just a whole new thing, which I think is probably, in my opinion, one of the most likely outcomes, is that we end up basically getting a whole new sort of vision out of it. And to be honest, I'm very open to that. I'm very open to that. I could see, I imagine part of the reason as well that Galaxy 3 never happened was Nintendo didn't want to dwell on the Galaxy concept as much. They wanted to kind of further things a little more. And to be honest, I think a Galaxy game on the Wii U could have been a rough feeling for the Wii U. Even if the Galaxy as a game was a great game, if Galaxy 3 ended up being good and it was on Wii U, I think the fact that it is on Wii U would have held it back. Okay? Wholeheartedly, I think that's what would have held it back. And, maybe it would have gotten eventually, like, a port to Switch. I don't know. But I believe the last Mario game that the Galaxy devs went to work on was, I believe they were responsible for 3D Land. I believe they were responsible for 3D Land, which I do love that game. I do love that game to death. But I do believe they were responsible for that game. They made a great game there. But I think past that, I think the Galaxy team disbanded, I think. Which is why I don't think we're going to see another Galaxy game. But also, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, does Nintendo ever have the intention, okay? Does Nintendo ever have the intention of maybe trying to form a new team to sort of maybe form something with Galaxy? Or it honestly could just be a case of they just don't want to dwell on the Galaxy series too much. They don't want to dwell on it too much. But I feel like to some extent they acknowledge it, right? They acknowledge it because, what's worth mentioning is that, Rosalina is acknowledged so much in modern day games. Basically any Mario spin-off game, well, I don't want to say any, right? Whether it's Mario Kart, whatever, they always feature Rosalina. They always feature Rosalina. And I feel like that says a lot, right? Of course they could just be acknowledging her as, a really renowned character in the series, and that's cool, right? That's really cool if that's the case. But I do think at the end of the day, I wish that could mean more. Also, I believe that's already the star. That's got to be one of the shortest stars in this whole game, genuinely. You literally just got to grab a shell, bring the shell to him, and that's the star. We probably have time for another star even after that. Boink. I threw it into the star. Cool. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, to me, while I would love another Galaxy game, I think it is unlikely. Something that I have also contemplated is if we're going to be getting another Zelda game. Now, I am a little conflicted because I feel like if they were going to do another Zelda game, I really don't... I just don't see them doing one in the... Because I know... I don't remember... I didn't mean to unlock that yet. This is going to be a fun galaxy to go to, but we're probably going to just finish this galaxy off in this episode, and that's going to be the episode, right? I don't remember the name of the director, like main producer behind the Zelda games, but I know he had mentioned that the direction that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is taking, where it's a lot more open, they want to continue that, right? And some people are conflicted about that. I don't mind it. I think Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild are amazing games. They are truly amazing games. I would be very curious to see a more linear Zelda again, though. That is for a fact. I think a more linear Zelda game would be very interesting to see nonetheless. And I just think that should be worth mentioning. But I do think that if they were planning to do another big-scale Zelda game like that again for maybe a launch title or a title that gets launched a couple months after the Switch, like, you know, kind of how, Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe were released a couple months after the, the Switch came out, right? They weren't launch titles, but they practically felt like launch titles was the thing, right? So there's that aspect of it. But I find that, to me, I think what's important to keep in mind is that I just could not see them making another open world Zelda that quickly after Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom was basically one of those big bang, end of life sort of games for a franchise, right? The same way we had something like Jamboree, the same way we had something like Mario Wonder, right? We had these bigger scale games to kind of look forward to at the end of a console's life cycle, right? We had these bigger scale games to look forward to, and I just don't know if I see... Because, see, here's the difference with why I think there's going to be a 3D Mario game. We have not had a 3D Mario game since Odyssey. Okay? Let's make that very clear. We have not had a 3D Mario game since Odyssey. So I think the likelihood for a 3D Mario game, we're kind of due, right? We're due. Now, for a 2D Mario game, maybe not, right? Wonder just happened. Wonder just happened. That being said, would I love to see a sequel to Wonder in the Wonder format? Maybe, but even then, I don't know if I want them to dwell on Wonder's art style too much because, I don't want it to fall into the same loop that, the new Super Mario Bros. Series fell into, where it is basically this very cookie cutter, like, you're just copy and pasting a lot of the assets of the previous games and just running with it, right? I do not want them to fall into that same habit with Wonder. That being said, I think the integral structure of Wonder lends itself to it needs to be more creative. If not, I think people are not... It's not going to be like New Super Mario Bros. Where it's going to take several games for people to notice that the structure is getting stale. I think if you repeat the same concept with a game like Wonder twice, people are going to notice that immediately. And that is something that I do think is worth mentioning. We already have a comet here. Okay. I actually don't know what that comet is, by the way. That comet doesn't look familiar. And I don't think... What comet is that? I just want to look real quick. Fast Foe Comet. I think I know what that is. But regardless, we're not going to mess with it too much this episode. That's going to be for the next episode. Anyways, fellas, hey, that's going to do it for this episode of Super Mario Galaxy Part 8. Good episode all around. We made much more progress than I was expecting. We are honestly just making progress at such a rapid rate that, guys, I don't think this Let's Play is going to be nearly as long as I was expecting it to be. And that's okay, right? I think that's okay. To me, the length of a Let's Play does not matter. It is interesting seeing how the length of a Let's Play stacks up against another Let's Play that we've done. You know, Jamboree currently holds the title of longest Let's Play on this channel. I don't think Galaxy is going to beat it. Truth be told, I don't think Galaxy is going to beat it. But nonetheless, man, this is by far some of the most ramble-friendly it's one of the most ramble-friendly Let's Play experiences I've had thus far, and I think that's really cool. I think these are some of the coolest games to Let's Play because of that, where it's a game that I really, really care about, but it is a game that I can also turn my brain off a fair bit for, and I think that is so, so cool nonetheless, and I don't know. So, anyways, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and hop up on out of here. Fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. Hold on. I was about to say the catchphrase wrong. Fellas, that is going to do it for this episode of Super Mario Galaxy. Fellas, if you enjoyed this video, maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. It's your life. Do what you want. I don't really care. There we go. And I will see you fellas in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.